He stared at the glowing chalice in her four-fingered hand. The liquid inside shimmered like molten emeralds, bubbling faintly, releasing a scent that was equal parts roses, whiskey, and something he could only describe as space gasoline. Across from him, leaning forward on the bar made of some kind of crystal that kept humming softly, the alien woman said slowly, her voice dripping with sultry menace, "If you drink this, you'll never be human again." There was a pause. He blinked once, and then he grabbed the chalice and downed it like it was a shot of tequila at happy hour. The alien nearly choked on her own breath. You didn't even ask what it does. Lady, he wiped his mouth with the back of his hand. You could have said it was going to turn me into a glow-in-the-dark tapeworm and I'd still have drunk it. First rule of interstellar travel. When a gorgeous alien woman offers you a mysterious beverage, you don't ask questions. You drink. Her eyes, large, molten gold, slit-pupilled like a cat's, widened. She sat back slowly, her long violet hair spilling across her shoulders like liquid night. You humans are insane. He grinned. Yeah, that's what makes us sexy. His name was Ronan Valen, a mechanic-turned-reluctant explorer who had stumbled into this galactic bar after fixing a freighter with nothing but duct tape and bad decisions. He wasn't the most handsome man alive. Scar across his jaw, muscles a little too lived in rather than sculpted, hair perpetually looking like he'd lost a fight with gravity, but he had the kind of grin that suggested trouble mixed with charm. Her name, though, was harder to parse. She had introduced herself earlier as HFY Leish, which sounded like someone gargling marbles. He had immediately shortened it to Thrya, just to keep his tongue from spraining. She hadn't complained much. Now Thrya was staring at him like he'd just licked a live plasma conduit. You do realize, she said carefully, that potion was crafted to permanently rewrite your species' biology? It was supposed to be a test, a joke, a way to make you hesitate. Ronan leaned forward on the bar, smirking. And? What happens now? Am I going to grow a tail? Scales? Extra? Equipment? She gave him a very long, very slow look, her gaze dropping deliberately lower before sliding back up. That depends. Do you count your current equipment as sufficient? Ronan barked out a laugh, earning a glare from a tentacled bartender polishing glasses in the corner. Sufficient? Darling, mine comes with a warranty and rave reviews. Thrya's cheeks, normally a pale lavender, flushed a deeper hue. She looked away, muttering something in her language that sounded suspiciously like an insult, or possibly a compliment with knives hidden inside it. The bar hummed around them. Other alien patrons kept sneaking glances at the human and the violet-skinned beauty, whispering to themselves in tongues that Ronan couldn't quite understand but could definitely guess at. Humans weren't common out here, and humans dumb enough to drink unknown alien elixirs without hesitation? Practically extinct. Thrya leaned in again, lowering her voice. You don't understand. That wasn't just a drink. It's called the essence of unmaking. It dissolves everything that makes you you, and replaces it. You're already changing. Ronan glanced down at his hands. Sure enough, his skin was glowing faintly, like someone had rubbed glow sticks into his veins. He flexed his fingers. They popped like bubble wrap. Ha! Neat party trick. Her jaw dropped. That's all you have to say? Neat. Listen, he said, leaning closer. I've had hangovers that felt like growing a new species inside my liver. Compared to those, this is child's play. He tapped the empty chalice back onto the bar with a satisfied clink. Besides, worst case, I wake up tomorrow looking like your cousin. Best case, maybe you'll find me irresistible. Her lips twitched, almost a smile, almost. You already have the arrogance of my people. Perhaps it won't be so strange when you finish turning. The banter had caught them both off guard. For Ronan, it was instinctual. Humor had gotten him through life-or-death situations more often than skill had. For Thrya, though, it was something else. She wasn't supposed to enjoy this. He was supposed to be intimidated, begging for answers. Instead, he was grinning at her like she was the punchline of some cosmic joke he loved being a part of. And worse, she kind of liked it. You still don't get it? She said softly, swirling her own glass of violet liquid. Once the transformation completes, you won't be able to go back. Ever. No more earth food. No more earth desires. Ronan leaned even closer, close enough she could smell the strange mix of motor oil and aftershave clinging to him. His voice dropped into something lower, more teasing. Sweetheart, I already gave up on earth women when my ex tried to stab me over a game of strip poker. If this drink means I get to explore new desires, well, let's just say I'm open-minded. Her glass nearly slipped from her fingers. She managed to set it down before glaring at him with wide golden eyes. You can't just say things like that. What? That I like adventurous women? Or that maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't mind if this transformation made me a little more compatible with you. For the first time since meeting him, Thria blushed so hard her ears turned purple. The bar's humming seemed to grow louder, or maybe that was Ronan's bloodstream sizzling with whatever alien fuel he'd just ingested. He was feeling hot, jittery, and weirdly euphoric. His heart was pounding. His veins lit up brighter. And then suddenly he sneezed. The sneeze was not normal. Came out like a shotgun blast. Half the glasses on the bar rattled and 3 nearby aliens ducked for cover. Ronan blinked at the glowing green mist that had puffed out of his nose. Okay. Didn't see that one coming. Thria groaned, pinching the bridge of her nose. You're going to destabilize the entire bar atmosphere if you keep leaking essence like that. Well, excuse me for having cosmic allergies. He grinned crookedly, holding up a glowing finger. At least I light up the room now. Bet no other guy you've dated could literally glow in the dark. She was trying not to laugh. He could see it in the way her lips twitched and her shoulders shook ever so slightly. Finally, she exhaled in exasperation. You're impossible. And you, he shot back, are gorgeous when you're annoyed. Don't stop. By the time the transformation had reached his neck, his skin glowing faintly, muscles feeling tighter, senses sharper, Ronan realized something. He wasn't scared. He was excited. This wasn't the first time he'd thrown himself headfirst into a bad idea. Hell, his whole life had been a series of drink-first, regret-later choices. But there was something about this. About Thria watching him so intently, about the danger laced with desire in her words, that made his chest burn hotter than any alien brew ever could. And when she leaned close, brushing a strand of her violet hair back and whispering in his ear, "You'll regret this," all he did was smile. "Baby, I regret not doing it sooner." The scene froze there, tension sizzling like plasma about to spark. His body glowing brighter, hers leaning in closer, both of them caught between danger and attraction. The bar crowd had gone quiet, watching this human lunatic with fascination and horror. For Ronan, though, it wasn't about the potion anymore. It was about the way her golden eyes lingered on him. The way her lips parted as if she wanted to say more but couldn't. Maybe he wasn't going to be human anymore. But maybe, just maybe, that was the point. The morning after drinking the essence of unmaking felt like the worst hangover of Ronan's life. If hangovers came with glowing veins, enhanced hearing, and the ability to smell literally everything. He sat up on the small cot in the corner of Thria's starship cabin, clutching his head. The sheets smelled faintly of her, spiced blossoms and ozone, which would have been intoxicating if not for the fact that his nose was now apparently set to superhuman sniff mode. Ugh, he groaned. I can smell the neighbor's socks 3 doors down, and I don't want to. From across the room, Thria arched an elegant brow, lounging in a chair with one leg crossed over the other. She was sipping from a crystalline cup filled with something violet that looked both delicious and toxic. You'll adjust, she said coolly. Your senses are recalibrating. In time, you'll learn to control them. Ronan squinted at her. In time? You mean I've got to walk around like a half-lit lava lamp sniffing people's dirty laundry for weeks? She smirked. Consider it punishment for drinking without permission. Punishment? He barked a laugh. Lady, I'd drink it again just for the look on your face when I did. You looked like someone had just kicked your pet plasma hound. Her lips curved just a little. I am not used to being defied, especially not by humans. Ronan flopped back dramatically, throwing an arm across his forehead. Well, congratulations. You found the one idiot human dumb enough to impress you by self-destructing. That earned him a small chuckle, which made his chest warm more than the glowing bloodstream did. He turned his head toward her, grinning. You know, he said, if this transformation makes me less human, maybe it'll also make me less of an idiot. Think you'll still like me then? Her eyes glimmered. Who said I like you now? Oh, sweetheart, your blush last night said it loud and clear. You were looking at me like I was the last plasma battery in the galaxy. Thria stiffened, ears flushing purple again. I was not. I was studying the effects of the essence on your physiology. Sure, Ronan teased, sitting up and flexing his glowing arms. And when you stared at my chest for 5 solid minutes, that was pure science too, huh? Want to take some more samples? The glare she shot him could have melted hull plating. Unfortunately for her, it only made him laugh harder. But the humor didn't hide the truth. His body really was changing. His muscles felt denser, heavier, like coiled steel instead of flesh. His veins pulsed with light, faintly visible under the skin. His eyes burned when he looked in the mirror, glowing faintly like twin lanterns. And the hunger. Oh God, the hunger. He stumbled toward the galley, muttering, if I don't eat something soon, I'm going to gnaw on the furniture. Thria followed, looking both amused and wary. Your body requires more energy now. Ordinary food will not suffice. Ronan yanked open a storage compartment and pulled out something that looked vaguely like alien jerky. He sniffed it, grimaced, and shoved it into his mouth anyway. His whole body convulsed. Oh, sweet space Jesus. What the hell is this? Dried MYRK flesh? Thria said innocently, pouring herself another drink. A delicacy among my people. Very nutritious. He gagged, eyes watering. It tastes like beef jerky had a baby with burnt tires. You'll get used to it, she said with a wicked grin. Or I'll starve, he muttered, spitting it out and rummaging for something else. He found a fruit that glowed faintly. He bit into it and immediately groaned, eyes rolling back. Oh, okay, that one's good. Sweet, tangy, a little like passion fruit. He licked the juice off his lips. Got any more of these glow oranges? Thria's eyes darkened as she watched his tongue trace across his lips. She quickly looked away, muttering, they're called Luma, and you should pace yourself. They are mildly aphrodisiac. Ronan froze mid-bite, then deliberately took another, exaggerating the moan. Oh no. Guess I'll just have to eat more. Her jaw clenched. You're insufferable. And you, he shot back with a wink, are terrible at hiding when you're turned on. The sexual tension was thicker than the ship's recycled air. Neither of them admitted it outright, but every exchange was dripping with double meanings, every look longer than necessary. And then his body decided to betray him further. One moment he was leaning casually against the counter. The next, his hand morphed. Fingers stretched, elongating, glowing like molten metal before snapping back to normal. Holy! He stared at his hand. Did you see that? I'm turning into a freaking glow stick, Mr. Fantastic. Thria's expression was unreadable, but her voice was quiet. Yes, the essence is rewriting your form. Soon you will be something in between. In between. He flexed his fingers, watching them shimmer faintly. So what, half human, half you? Like some kind of cosmic love child. The tips of her ears turned purple again. It is possible. Ronan grinned wide. Guess that makes you my baby mama, huh? She nearly choked on her drink. Wah? Absolutely not. Oh, come on. You practically gave me the alien equivalent of a wedding shot, he teased. Drink this. Never be human again? Babe, that's marriage vows where I come from. Her hands slammed onto the counter, golden eyes blazing. You are impossible. And you, he said softly, suddenly serious, are the only reason I don't regret it. That made her falter. Her lips parted slightly, but no words came. For the first time she looked unsure. The moment stretched between them, fragile and electric. Then the ship's alarm blared. A harsh, Grating sound, followed by a robotic voice. Warning, vessel has been scanned. Unknown craft approaching. Thria's face hardened instantly. We've been tracked. Tracked? Ronan blinked, still half glowing. By who? You got alien debt collectors after you or something? Worse, she said grimly. My people. Ronan whistled. Ah, the in-laws. That explains the dramatic timing. She shot him a withering look. They will not be pleased to find you like this. Not pleased? Lady. They're gonna flip when they see their little princess shacked up with a glowing human science experiment. He cracked his knuckles, smirking. Guess it's a good thing I'm not exactly easy to kill. But beneath the bravado, his pulse was racing. His body was still changing, powers he didn't understand flickering under his skin. He had no idea if he could fight whoever was coming. Still, he wasn't about to let them take her. As the proximity alarm blared louder, Thria's eyes locked onto his. There was anger there, yes. Fear too. But beneath it all, something else. Something softer. She whispered, almost too low to hear. I told you, if you drank that, you'd never be human again. Ronan grinned, even as his veins flared brighter. Good thing I've never been great at following warnings. The ship shuddered as the enemy craft locked on. A deep hum reverberated through the hull, making every glass in the galley tremble. Ronan stumbled, gripping the counter, still glowing faintly like a neon sign in a blackout. So, do we offer them cookies and tea? Or do I start flexing menacingly until they leave? Thria didn't laugh. She was already at the controls, her fingers dancing across alien glyphs. Her normally calm golden eyes now blazed with urgency. They've disabled our jump drive, she muttered. We can't run. Great, Ronan said, rolling his shoulders. Then we fight. She whipped her head around, eyes narrowing. You can't just. You don't even know what you are yet. He flashed a grin that was equal parts reckless and infuriating. Guess this is the perfect time to find out. The holoscreen lit up with a transmission. The face that appeared made Ronan blink. Another alien like Thria, but male. His skin a deeper shade of lavender, his hair bound in metallic cords, his golden eyes colder, sharper. He wore ceremonial armor etched with glowing sigils. HFY, the alien voice boomed. What have you done? Thria stiffened. Vern. Who's this guy? Ronan asked casually. Ex-boyfriend? Overprotective brother? Angry tax collector? The alien's gaze snapped to Ronan, narrowing. And this glowing abomination. What did you do, Thria? She gave me a drink, Ronan said cheerfully, stepping into frame. 5 stars. Would recommend. Bit of an aftertaste, though. Vern's jaw clenched. You let a human ingest the essence? Let is a strong word, Ronan corrected. More like she dared me, and I'm bad at saying no to pretty women. Call it a personality flaw. Thria groaned softly, burying her face in her hands. Why do you never shut up? Because, Ronan said with a wink, it's part of my charm. The hollow fizzled out as Vern cut the channel. Moments later, the ship rocked violently. A docking clamp latched on. They're boarding, Thria hissed. Ronan cracked his knuckles, the glow under his skin pulsing brighter. Good. Saves me the trouble of knocking. The airlock hissed open. Armed soldiers poured in, armored in the same glowing sigils as Vern. Their weapons hummed with lethal energy. Ronan stepped forward, chest out, still barefoot from rolling out of bed. Morning, boys. You here to sell me cookies or stab me? 'Cause I left my wallet in my other pants. The lead soldier snarled something in their tongue and lunged. Ronan reacted without thinking. His arm shot up and stretched, elongating like liquid steel, smacking the soldier across the room. Ha! Ronan said, staring at his still glowing arm. That was new. Another soldier fired. Instinctively, Ronan raised his other hand, only for his skin to harden, the blast ricocheting harmlessly off. Oh, I am definitely keeping this upgrade package, he grinned. Thria, you should have offered me this drink on the first date. This isn't a date, she shouted, firing her own weapon at incoming attackers. Ronan dodged a blast, tackling another soldier with all the enthusiasm of a man at a drunken rugby game. Hey, you're shooting at me. We're fighting side by side. There's heavy breathing. I'd say it's basically a date. The fight was chaos. Soldiers lunged. Ronan swung glowing fists that stretched, hardened, and sometimes even sparked with raw energy. He was clumsy, half his moves were accidents, but effective. One soldier aimed a weapon at Thria's back. Ronan yelled, "Heads up!" and instinctively lashed out with something. A glowing tendril of energy shot from his arm, wrapping the soldier up and yanking him across the room. The alien slammed into the wall with a crunch. Ronan blinked. Whoa, did I just tentacle that guy? Thria, ducking another shot, shouted, "Focus!" He grinned wildly. Focus? Babe, I just discovered I can summon glow tentacles on command. Do you realize the possibilities? Her ears flushed bright purple mid-battle. Ronan Valen, if you make one more innuendo while my people are trying to kill us. What? He shouted back, clothes slightly torn, chest glowing like a rave. I'm just saying, tentacles are versatile. You'll thank me later. The last soldier fell, groaning, weapons scattered across the floor. Ronan stretched his arm, still buzzing from the fight. Well, that was fun. Who's up for round 2? Don't get cocky, Thria snapped, scanning the room. That was just the vanguard. Vern will come himself. Ronan leaned against the wall, panting slightly but still grinning. Good. Saves me the trouble of chasing him. Thria spun toward him, frustration and fear clashing on her face. You don't understand. He's not just my brother. He's the High Warden of the Order. He will kill you. Ronan's grin faded, replaced by something steadier. He stepped closer, lowering his voice. Let him try. I didn't drink that glow juice just to sit around. If I'm stuck being whatever I am now, I might as well make it worth it. Her breath hitched as his glowing hand brushed her arm, warm even through the chaos. For a second, the ship was silent but for the hum of energy between them. You're insane, she whispered. And you, he said softly, make insanity worth it. Before she could respond, the ship trembled. The airlock hissed again. This time it wasn't soldiers. It was Vern himself. He stepped aboard, towering, armored in flowing sigils that glowed brighter than Ronan's veins. His eyes locked onto Thria, then slid coldly to Ronan. You've doomed yourself, Vern growled. And her. Ah, brother-in-law already hates me, Ronan quipped, rolling his glowing shoulders. Guess I'll skip the family barbecue. Vern's gaze burned with fury. You dare mock the order, while corrupting my sister with your filth? Hey, Ronan shot back. If anyone's corrupting anyone, it's her. She's the one who drugged me with space moonshine. Thria groaned softly. You make it sound so cheap. It was cheap, Ronan grinned. Didn't even cost me a credit. Vern raised his weapon, the energy humming with lethal intent. Enough. I will purge you, human, and I will cleanse my sister of this shame. Ronan stepped forward, chest glowing brighter, fists clenched. Funny thing about humans, he said. We don't purge easy. The battle began. Vern moved like a storm. Fast, brutal, each strike shaking the ship. Ronan barely dodged, his new powers flickering, unstable. His arms stretched, hardened, sparked with raw energy. Sometimes protecting him, sometimes flailing uselessly. Thria fired from behind, supporting him, but Vern's armor absorbed most of the blasts. Any bright ideas? Ronan grunted, narrowly avoiding a strike that left a glowing scorch mark in the wall. You're supposed to be the reckless one, Thria shouted back. Improvise. Improvise. Ronan ducked another blow. Lady, I barely know which body part is going to glow next. As if on cue, his leg suddenly elongated, tripping him mid-run. He crashed into the floor. See, not helping. Thria groaned, covering him with suppressive fire. You're hopeless. From the floor, Ronan grinned up at her, chest still glowing. Yeah, but you like me anyway. Her face flushed even as Vern advanced. Shut up and fight. The tension was unbearable. Ronan struggling, Vern pressing harder. Thria caught in between. And then, Ronan felt it. A surge. His veins flared brighter than ever. His whole body humming with raw energy. He didn't think, he just acted. He lunged. His arm snapping into a glowing spear of light, slamming into Vern's chest. The impact sent the High Warden crashing into the wall, armor cracking. For one heartbeat, silence. Ronan stood panting, glowing like a living star, chest heaving. He turned to Thria with a grin. Okay, maybe I can fight your family. But before she could answer, Vern rose, armor sparking, eyes burning hotter than ever. This is not over, he snarled. And the ship trembled again, more enemy signatures locking on. The transformation wasn't supposed to last forever. At least, that's what Kai thought when he gulped down the shimmering, alien cocktail like it was a cheap whiskey shot on Earth. Instead, 3 weeks later, he was still glowing faintly at night, like a human-sized glow stick that couldn't be switched off. And Valari found this endlessly entertaining. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to share a bed with someone who glows? She said one night, propped on her elbow, silver skin shimmering under the low light. I feel like I'm trying to sleep beside a neon sign advertising free drinks and bad decisions. Kai smirked, eyes twinkling. And yet you keep climbing into my bed every night. That's only because you're warm. He chuckled. Admit it, you like it. It's like having your own nightlight. She rolled her eyes but failed to hide the tiny smirk tugging at her lips. My people don't need nightlights. We see in the dark. You humans are the only ones who stub your toes on tables and cry about it. Kai grinned. That's called evolution, sweetheart. We stubbed our toes so often that we invented lamps. That's intelligence right there. She stared at him for a moment, then burst out laughing, collapsing against his chest. Their laughter tangled with warmth, with kisses stolen between breaths. Of course, the universe didn't intend for their ridiculous, glowing honeymoon phase to last. Word had spread, because it always spreads, that a human had drunk the forbidden elixir, survived, and even bonded with a Xylarian princess. Rumors twisted into legends, legends into scandal. Now they had half a galaxy's worth of diplomats, priests, and bounty hunters peeking into their love life like nosy neighbors who pretended to borrow sugar just to gossip. At breakfast one morning, while Kai tried to enjoy something vaguely resembling scrambled eggs, but in reality looked like pink gelatinous worms, Valari dropped the news. They've summoned us to the High Assembly, she said casually, as if mentioning that the weather forecast called for mild meteor showers. Kai paused mid-bite, fork frozen in his mouth. They? Who's they? My mother, my father, the entire council of elders. Basically every terrifying relative and politician I ever tried to avoid. Kai swallowed slowly. And what do they want? To judge whether or not you're allowed to remain by my side, or whether we both should be, well, she made a vague throat-cutting gesture. Kai dropped his fork. Wow, nothing says family brunch like execution threats. Valari smirked darkly. Don't worry, I'll protect you. Probably. Probably? Depends on how funny your testimony is. If you charm them, you might survive. If not. She leaned closer, eyes gleaming with wicked humor. Well, at least I'll inherit your glow. Very stylish accessory. The High Assembly chamber was carved into a black mountain, its spires piercing the skies like teeth. Inside, ancient beings with shimmering skin and stern gazes judged from thrones taller than Kai's apartment back on Earth. He whispered nervously to Valari as they walked in. Are we sure this isn't just a fancy way of saying public execution? She squeezed his hand. Shut up, glowstick. Try not to look like you're about to pee yourself. Too late, Kai muttered. They stood before the elders. The eldest among them, Valari's mother, fixed her with a piercing look, then shifted her gaze to Kai. So, the matriarch intoned, this is the human who drank the elixir. Kai cleared his throat, nerves rattling his voice. Hi. Yes, that's me. Still glowing. No refunds, I checked. Valerie nearly snorted but bit her lip to hold back laughter. The elders, however, looked like they hadn't cracked a smile in centuries. You understand, her mother continued, that by drinking it you defied ancient law. No outsider was meant to take it. It binds one's essence. It changes destiny. And yet you, she leaned forward, survived. Why? Kai's heart pounded, but he forced himself to stand tall. Because when Valerie told me I'd never be human again, I realized I didn't care. Humanity is stubborn. We leap without looking. We kiss when we shouldn't. We fight when it's hopeless. And if being human meant letting her go, then I'd rather not be human at all. For a moment, silence stretched thick. Then, surprisingly, Valerie's father barked out a laugh. A deep, booming laugh that echoed across the chamber. At least the boy has spine, he said. And humor. The galaxy needs more of that. Valerie squeezed Kai's hand again, hiding her grin. Told you. Funny testimony might save your life. The elders murmured among themselves, finally declaring, so be it, the human shall live, and he shall remain bound to Valerie, whether as blessing or curse. Kai exhaled so hard he nearly collapsed. Great, fantastic. Does this mean I finally get to stop glowing at night? No, the matriarch said flatly. That part is permanent. Valerie laughed so hard she doubled over, dragging Kai into the sound with her. Later that night, lying tangled in silk sheets, Valerie traced a finger along Kai's still luminous skin. So, you're mine forever now. He smirked. I was yours the second you handed me that glass. She tilted her head. Do you regret it? Giving up being human? Kai thought for a long moment, then kissed her slow and deep. No, because with you, I'm more human than I ever was before. Valerie blinked, caught off guard, then smacked his chest lightly. That was disgustingly romantic. You should be ashamed. Oh, I am. He grinned. But it worked, didn't it? She rolled on top of him, hair falling like liquid silver around his face. You glow in the dark, you're sappy, and you eat food that looks like worms, and somehow human. Her voice softened. Somehow I love you. And Kai, with his glow still pulsing brighter, pulled her close and whispered, good, because I'm not giving you a refund either. Their laughter and kisses filled the night, glowing brighter than any star. If you enjoyed this wild blend of romance, comedy, and sci-fi madness, make sure to follow for more HFY stories full of love, absurdity, and cosmic surprises. Because sometimes the best way to conquer the galaxy is with laughter and a kiss. Dizzy Red Heart.